today's preview is a notes and details hanging board, and this uses one of the dividers from our paper dividers, and it is retiring at the end of May, so please hurry up and get yours so that you can do this great project. It also uses a cork sheet, some 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to flip it over so that you can see the back is also reinforced with some paper, and it has a lovely hanging ribbon that you can hang this somewhere as well. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to need to do this project is a piece of 12 by 12 basic black cardstock, which you're going to cut down to 12 by 11 and a half. Then you're going to use a harder sheet this is actually the backing from one of our designer series paper packs. So it's not quite a cardboard, but it's thicker than regular cardstock. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to adhere this piece of cardstock to this divider. And this is one of those plastic dividers that sits in our paper holders. So they have tabs at the bottom, and each tab is in a different place. It doesn't really matter where your tabs are. So you're going to use some sticky strip to adhere this to your plastic. Once I've gotten my sticky strip on here, I'm going to very carefully line it up so that I have even borders all the way around. Once you've adhered your black cardstock to the front, you're going to take your cardstock backing and apply that to the back of this project. So you're just going to flip it over and then just place this in exactly the same spot as you did your cardstock. Once you have both of them adhered, you have a nice strong surface. You're then going to take your Crop-A-Dile and you're going to just use the larger hole to make a circle right there in the corner at the top of your project. Now I have these old eyelets from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to use those to reinforce my corners. You can use any that you have to reinforce these corners up here at the top. Next, you're going to take your cork panel and you're going to adhere that right here to the bottom of your project using sticky strip. Once your cork is adhered, you're going to take the stamp set Notes and Details and Notably Ornate, and you're going to stamp a couple of different things. First, in black, I would like you to stamp the frame. Next, I would like you to stamp 2 of these lines. And then you're going to do Details, Note, and Just Because. Once you have them punched, you're going to take your scallop oval punch and punch that out. And then you're just going to back your little punch outs with that. So I've used the regular oval to punch out the words and the scallop oval to border it. This little tab here that says Just Because, I'm going to use a couple of mini glue dots, and I'm just going to adhere that to the bottom of my project right here on this tab. And your tab may be in a different place because, as I said, the tabs are in different places depending upon which one you use. So I'm going to take these lines that I've stamped and I'm going to adhere them to some Cherry Cobbler cardstock. Next, you're going to take those pieces that you've just created, you're going to put adhesive on the backing, and you're going to line them up above your cork. So the first one I'm going to put flush with the left margin here, and the next one I'm going to put flush with the right margin here. And the last one I'm going to center right between them. Next, I'm going to take my decorative label punch, and I'm going to punch out 2 Cherry Cobbler labels. 3D projects are really no different than your other projects in that the more you layer, the more professional they look. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of my punch outs. You're then going to take your note and detail that you put on your modern label punch, put adhesive on the back, and then just line them up on top here. Next, I would like you to take your beautiful wings embosslet, and this is going to give you a bunch of different butterflies. Put a piece of Cherry Cobbler cardstock in it, put it face down on your cutting plate with your multi-purpose platform open to tab 1, sandwich it between 2 cutting plates and run it through the Big Shot. I would like you to do that with 2 vanilla and 2 Cherry Cobbler, and that's going to give you about 15 to 20 butterflies to work with. You're then going to take a bunch of these and you're going to put them onto thumbtacks using mini glue dots. So I'm going to start with a vanilla butterfly, and I'm going to adhere that to my thumbtack, and then I'm going to take the matching butterfly and I'm just going to put a little mini glue dot on the back, and I'm just going to offset that a little bit so that the vanilla shows through. And then you could just put that right on your project. For the second set of butterflies, I put a Stampin' Dimensional on the back, and I'm going to adhere that to the front of my project here. I'm going to take a couple of these other little butterflies and do the same thing. Just put a little mini glue dot on the back and adhere them to my project, and then I'll take one of the tiny butterflies and do the same. And now we're going to go ahead and decorate the butterflies. The first one, I'm just going to put one of the large pearls on top. For this butterfly on top, I've taken one of the strips of pearls and I just cut 3 of them off and adhered that right on there. And then I'm just going to use some of the smaller ones to decorate the other butterflies. Once you're happy with the way your project looks, you're going to take those 2 pieces of grosgrain ribbon and you're going to feed them through the back of your eyelets. Once you have them through, you're going to make a quick knot right in the back with your ribbon. Once you have both of those knots, you can just gently pull, and that's going to hold this in place. You're then going to come to the front and you're going to tie a bow. And once you have your bow tied, you can then hang your project from that bow. So this has been a preview for the new catalog edition of Project Parade over at stampacademy.com. While some of the stamp sets and items in this particular project will no longer be available when the new catalog launches, these are the types of projects that you'll see at Project Parade. So if you like what you see, come over and visit us at stampacademy.com.